Now, I'm sure you can assume jumping into this that I'm going to cut a lot of the bullshit, because that's what I do best. One of our biggest beliefs here in the Laptop Freedom Program and the Wanderlust VA is that we simplify starting a virtual assistant business. It's not complicated. It does take effort, and it takes commitment, and it takes support and all that kind of stuff. But ladies, it does not have to be complicated. Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wanderlust.
This is Hello from Greece.
Hello. Hello, Wanderlusters. It is cocktails and coaching. It's live at 5. It is Wanderlust Wooze Fest. That was booze with a W. Hello, I would love to see who is hopping on. Please say hi if you're catching the replay. Hashtag replay. When you put hashtag replay, then I know that you're watching it, and then I can follow up and support you. Yeah, I am like, mentor people to start VA businesses. Let me help you. Today's beverage, guys, I highly recommend. So, hold on. There's an asterisk though. Okay, hold on. So I have been on the hunt for 2 major life-changing things. Ooh, I hate it when the ear pokes out. Ugh. 2 life-changing things. The first is like the best snacks on the go. Like yummy, filling, don't have to be warmed up, don't have to be cooled down, won't bruise, like the best snacks to have on the go. Still kind of hunting on that one. And the second one, I am looking for, hi Julie, yay! I am looking for the best mixed drinks in a can. Now, some of you might be looking at me and be like, Rebecca, you are the like old fashioned. You are the one that goes to the cocktail bars and like will buy a drink that the bartender lights on fire and all those things. Yes, but here's the thing. When it comes to enjoying a good beverage, I don't discriminate. So there is a time and place for a good canned mixed drink. So think of like going to the dock, going to the lake, going to the beach, all those kind of things. Not recommending drinking in public, but we all do it. So what we have here is Founders. My ring light is like fucking it up, but Founders. This is a vodka fizz. Okay, there. See? Vodka fizz. The other good one they have is a Paloma, but the Paloma is like always sold out because it is amazing. And then they have 2 other ones. Hi, Abby. Yay. They have 2 other ones that are actually gross. There's like a bourbon one and a bramble thingy. Don't get those. So try to get the Paloma first and then go for the vodka fizz as backup. Okay, yay! Cocktails and coaching brought to you, not sponsored by Founders. Wouldn't that be great if I got sponsored to drink on my cocktails and coaching? For now, I am just reliving my very first moment when I knew that I was finally working for myself from home, when I cracked open a beer and was drinking a beer while working on my laptop, something I was never able to do at any of my 9-to-5 jobs. So that's what we celebrate every week here on Cocktails and Coaching. Yes, Abby, sweet. What are you drinking? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So today we're going to talk about how much does it cost to start a virtual assistant business? What are the startup fees, costs, all that kind of stuff? What do you need to invest in? What do you need to buy? And what do you not need to buy? Now, I'm sure you can assume jumping into this that I'm going to cut a lot of the bullshit, because that's what I do best. One of our biggest beliefs here in the Laptop Freedom Program and the Wanderlust VA is that we simplify starting a virtual assistant business. It's not complicated. It does take effort, and it takes commitment, and it takes support and all that kind of stuff. But ladies, it does not have to be complicated. It's really not. So you're going to be super excited by these 2 lists about what you do need to buy and what you don't need to buy, because it's going to have a lot of bullshit trimmed away from it. Yay! Yay to no bullshit. Trim the fat. Woo! Okay, everyone take a sip of their cocktail. Whenever I drink a drink with 2 hands, I feel like a child in a sippy cup. Okay. So the first list I'm going to start with, and I've got it written down here, so this is where my eyes are going when you see them go down, is what you don't need to pay for to start your virtual assistant business, okay? So the first thing you do not need to pay for is pro accounts. You don't need to pay for like Adobe Suites and like Pro. You don't need to pay for Canva Pro. You don't need to pay for like social media scheduling platforms where there's like a pro level. You don't need to pay for like scheduling links that do extra things if you buy the pro level, okay? A lot of these services, or these programs, which you don't even need, do have free versions if you really do want to have them. But here is the thing. If you are doing graphic design or content creation or social media scheduling for a client and they want a pro version, it's their business expense. They buy the pro version of Canva. They buy the pro version of Planoly. They buy the upgraded version of Acuity. Okay? That is their business expense. And then what you do is you log into the program under their account and you do your work under their account so that if there's a day when you move on or you leave a client, your work with your client stays in their account and not in yours. Okay, does that make sense? So at the beginning, you might think like, oh, I want Canva Pro so I can do graphic design, all that kind of stuff. My tip to you is hold off on that kind of stuff because most likely if a client wants you to like create social media graphics in Canva and you need the pro version to do it, they pay for Canva Pro. Cool, so that's not your expense. Yes, cheers to that. That's where we save money. Next. Business email account, okay? You do not need to be Rebecca@vaservices.com. That costs money. You do not need a business email to look professional, be professional, or feel professional, okay? You do not need a business email account. It's not super expensive, but ladies, all this kind of shit adds up and you so don't need it. And I've done another cocktails and coaching on what you should name your email and what you should name your business. My number one tip is keep VA out of your name because so many virtual assistants super excitingly take their business in other directions. They become an agency or they become social media managers or they become copywriters and now they're stuck with RebeccaVA@gmail.com. And then they're like, ooh, I'm not a VA anymore. So you do not need a business email. Look, RebeccaMasonCo@gmail.com is great. It's good enough. So you do not need a business email. You don't need to pay for that stuff to be professional, feel professional, and sound professional. I promise. Third thing, you do not need to pay for CRM systems or project management systems. Okay? So what do I mean by that? If so many of you want to, at the beginning of your VA business, have Dubsado. Raise your hands if you're like, oh yeah, Rebecca, I'm over here and I've got shiny object syndrome with Dubsado. Here's the thing. At the beginning of your VA business, you're not going to suddenly have so many clients to onboard that you need an automated system to help you do it. I can guarantee. I literally have a lady inside the Laptop Freedom Program right now. She has so many clients coming in. It's like on fuego. She's still able to handle it manually though. Okay. Dubsado, something like that is great if you have like a ton of clients or you have like one-off projects. But really all it does is like automate what you could easily do manually. Like, set up a call. You can do that for free. Send your agreement when they agree to work with you. You can just email them that and send your invoice. You can do that too. Right? So you don't need this kind of stuff to start your virtual assistant business. It slows you down. It bogs you down and it costs money. So you don't need Dubsado. You don't need the paid version of Asana. There are free Trello versions. Slack is free. There's just enough of this stuff that's free and simple and so much better at the beginning of your business. And I'm saying at the beginning because what you do with your virtual assistant business later is like so much more customizable when you understand what you like. Cool? Okay, next thing you don't need. A website. Yeah! If I were to put that on a t-shirt, I would. Maybe I will. You do not need a website to start a business. I'm telling you. And here's why. Because a website that's good, that actually represents how badass of a VA you are, is going to cost a lot of money. Now, I know a lot of you are like, what do you mean? I built a website for free on Wix. That's great. I hope it doesn't look like you made it for free on Wix because you're a better VA than that, okay? So you don't need a website, and you definitely don't need a website that's going to cost you a fuck ton of money. Oops, my laptop went dead. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Next thing you don't need. Oh, I love this one, ladies. You do not need program certifications to start your VA business. You do not need to pay to sit any tests. You do not need to pay to have a giant textbook emailed to you so that you can study how to use the blah, blah, blah. So that you can just have these certifications everywhere. How many of you are chronic certification getters, grabbers? You're like constantly avoiding doing the real shit by just like taking a bunch of courses and just becoming certified and more things. You don't need those to start a virtual assistant business, and heaven forbid, do not pay for them. Okay, so you don't need that. That is a cost. You can cross off your list that's getting in your way. Take a sip. I love this is like a drinking game. Okay, this list of what you don't need is long, so hold on, okay? Next thing you don't need, legal agreement. Actually, this goes with the next one. You do not need a legal agreement created by a lawyer. You don't need to buy a legal agreement that's being offered to you from a lawyer, from a Facebook ad. You don't need to buy a legal agreement, okay? You don't need to buy a legal agreement. The other thing you don't need to spend money on at the beginning of your business is incorporation fees, LLCs, registering your business fees. You do not need to do this to start your business. This shit's expensive. I know. I know how much it costs to register and incorporate and all that kind of stuff a business. That shit ain't cheap, and you don't need to do it to start your virtual assistant business, okay? When you are a virtual assistant at the beginning, you are going to be a sole proprietor. When you pay your taxes, you are going to be a sole proprietor. That is automatic. You don't pay to do that. Only after you start to make a certain amount, or only after you maybe start to mold your business in a different way, do you need to kind of start looking at like registering it and all that kind of stuff. But you do not need to spend that kind of money at the beginning of your business, okay? Please confirm that you're understanding what I'm saying, because I hear this one a lot. People are like pouring money into the fear that if they don't register their business, the government's going to put them in jail. And I'm telling you right now, you do not need to do it at the beginning of your business. If you did, then there wouldn't be nearly as many businesses out there as there are. Okay? Next three are kind of in segue. You do not need to spend money on a home office. Okay? Your couch at the beginning of your VA business is enough. The cafe down the road at the beginning of your VA business is enough. You don't need a stand-up desk. You don't need a 3-bedroom house. You don't need a ring light. You don't need extra monitors. You don't need 2 keyboards. You don't need a mouse. You don't need like one of those headsets that people play games on and communicate with others in other places. Well, you do not need any of that at the beginning of your business. You might want it. Oh, a home office. You might want that so badly with your desk and your chair and your pin board and your vision board. You might want that. So put that on your set of goals, but you do not need it at the beginning of your business. Save yourself some change and work on your dining room table at the beginning, and don't sink money into a fancy desk. Okay? Great. So now we are going to now jump into a list of things that you do need to pay for. Okay? These are necessary for starting your virtual assistant business. Let's see any comments coming in. Excellent. What you do need to pay for at the beginning of your business. Laptop / computer. But better if it's a laptop. Okay, you can work on your laptop from home. You can't work from your desktop at an airport. That would be so funny. Can you imagine like someone bringing like their whole fucking like monitor and computer, be like, excuse me, I'm just going to take this to the cafe and like plug everything in. Hello, Amanda. Thanks for joining. So you need the computer system. Okay. So whether it's a desktop because you have one, which is great, or you want it to be a laptop because your goal is to be a digital nomad, that's a big kind of upfront cost investment. We have to use that word very carefully. That is an upfront investment. So my recommendation is that within your financial means, go bigger on that investment so that you don't have to buy a second one to upgrade, okay? If you do not have a laptop or a computer, I know there's some of you that don't. You have a tablet or you have a phone or you have your local community center or your library. That is really tough. That is really tough. I'm going to tell you right now, there are things that you can do on a computer you just cannot do on a phone or a tablet. Also, if a client finds out you don't have a computer, then they will hire someone who does for so many reasons. Not only the capacity of a computer, but you can work faster on a computer. You can type faster on a computer. You can zoom around faster instead of just like on your phone or like trying to type on your tablet or something, okay? So that's the big must-have investment to start your virtual assistant business, is some kind of computer or laptop. So let me know in the comments if you already have this. You're like, yes, I already have a computer and laptop. Now, can it be a piece of shit at the beginning? Yes. There's a few things it needs to be able to do, okay? Definitely needs to be able to connect to the internet. Just gonna throw that out there. And it really should have powerful upload and download speed. If a laptop has powerful upload and download speed, then it's basically good at doing everything else. That is what I've learned. And this is something that comes up quite often with clients because they're like, how long is it going to take you to upload this video to my latest course? How long is it going to take you to upload this to YouTube? How long is this going to take you to upload to my podcast channel? How long is it going to take you to download this from my website? Yes, Austin has a laptop. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Amazing. Right? So that uploading and downloading speed is really important when you're working on a remote team. So that is what you want. If it's slow and laggy, all that kind of stuff, then it might be something that you look at exploring and upgrading to. Also, to go with the laptop, you need headphones. This is big. I have a lot of meetings, and it's really annoying when I have meetings with people who don't put headphones in. Headphones are really, really important. Luckily, they're not super expensive, which is great. But if you don't have headphones, if you don't have an ability to like clearly communicate without outside noise, and like little buds are good enough, okay? Without outside noise, your microphone isn't crackly, and there's no delay. That's really important. Delays get tiring when you're meeting with someone. Yes, Amanda over here in the middle of rural Mississippi with pretty fast hotspot. Yes, I love a good hotspot. Woohoo, location dependence. Right? So headphones, I know it's so basic, but ladies, I still have so many meetings with potential VAs that like, I can't hear them, or it's not clear, or there's a lag, and I'm just like, okay? Headphones are not expensive in the grand scheme of things. And if I can hear you, if I can focus on you, and if I feel supported by what you're saying, it's amazing what it does sort of like viscerally on the outside, right? Between the lines. So headphones that just block out the dog barking, blocks out the dishwasher, blocks out everything. Please, please, please. Okay, here's another thing. Please have headphones, because do you know how many times I have meetings with potential VAs and they go to move their laptop and they like don't know where the headphone is and their hand is on it, and now I can't even hear them because they're covering it, or all I hear is you know what I'm saying? I can't believe I just did that. You know the sound I'm talking about though, okay? So please go do your professionalism a favor and go get headphones. Okay, the next thing you have to pay for. You have to pay for this. Abby, thank you for laughing at that sound. I can feel my temperature rising from that like crazy sensation. Okay, the other thing you have to pay for, ladies, is you have to pay transaction fees. Now, I don't necessarily know if there's like transactions, if people like Venmo you and all that, like fees, if people Venmo you and all that kind of stuff, and like e-transfers. I'm trying to use like international language because every country has different ways of sending money. But for example, okay, so let's just take those out of the equation because those are different. Transaction fees. If you are using PayPal to invoice your clients, PayPal takes a fee. If you are using &Co, if you are using Honeybooks, if you are using Stripes, if you are using Wave, they all take a transaction fee because that is how they stay in business. They're free to use, but they take a percentage. You have to get used to this, ladies. This is business. Do you remember like way back? I mean, maybe it's still relevant today, but do you remember that like even at like a little convenience store, they would say like you can't use a debit card for transactions lower than $5? Do you guys remember that? Like way back in the day, it was like, please don't use a debit card if, you know, or debit cards not accepted for transactions below $5 or whatever. This used to be a thing. Why? Because back then, debit card transaction fees were expensive enough that it didn't make the $5 purchases from the little convenience stores worth it. So that's why they were like, please pay cash or buy more shit. Transaction fees are part of business. You have to get used to them. And here is the thing about all of this. Actually, wait, there's one more thing. Austin remembers that. Yeah, totally. The third thing that I recommend, and it's not because I'm like selling to you, it's because this has been my fucking personal experience, is if you want to get your virtual assistant business set up, running properly ASAP, please consider investing in mentorship. Please, please, please. Okay? I actually just had a conversation with another VA coach, and she said she did a referral to someone who had not gone through a program, and that VA screwed the discovery call process up so much she didn't get the client, and in fact is like the client has like blacklisted her because she didn't know how to have a professional discovery call. She didn't know how to like be a professional VA, okay? There are too many people out there trying to start VA businesses from scratch by themselves that if you actually consider investing now to shoot past them in professionalism and in skill level and in know-how and business mindset in like less than a year, that's really fucking worth it. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. That to me is something worth investing in at the beginning of your VA business. So what do you invest in? Only those three things: laptop, plus headphones, 3.5 things. Second is fees, transaction fees. They're just a thing, ladies. They're just a thing. Welcome to business. Get used to paying taxes too. Ah! And mentorship, just to do it right the first time, okay, and quickly. So those are the 3 things. What about those 3 things are extra special? Guess what? These 3 things you expense. These are business expenses, okay? What does that mean? That means that at tax time, you say, I bought this laptop, I bought these headphones, and I have paid all of these transaction fees from PayPal. You submit those with your taxes, and then the government's like, oh, okay, then you will owe less taxes. All of these things don't actually cost you as much as they feel like they do at the time of purchase, okay? These are all business transactions, which is so exciting. Yeah, welcome to being in business. So, at the beginning, I did a long list of all the fluff that you do not need, and I'm not going to recite it because she be long. And I got that list by hunting down other VA coaches and mentors and leaders and figuring out what they're telling people that they need, and me being like, that's bullshit. That's so much bullshit. You know, the last thing these VA needs is like a bunch of upfront costs. So we scratched all those out of the way, and the things you need is a laptop. Transaction fees are just a thing. Welcome to making money. And then mentorship, I highly, highly recommend. Highly. And I know. Okay? I know. Anna! Oh my God, hi! Anna, I owe you an email. Yay! I'm so excited to see you here. Hoo-dee-o. Okay. So I hope that was awesome. Thank you for jumping on, ladies. I want you to, my number 1 goal is to cut the noise. Because I want to see all of you start really successful VA businesses. Because what it did to my life continues to be unfucking real. Totally amazing. So that's what I want to support you with. And I know that at the beginning, there's so much information out there. And the more information, the more you think you don't know. And so then the less confidence you have and the scarier it gets. And I'm here to really simplify it. So those are the 3 things you need. Laptop, / headphones, transaction fees when you start making money, and mentorship. It's what I did. It's what I continue to help people with. It works. So thank you so much for hopping on today's Cocktails and Coaching, non-sponsoredly brought by Founders Vodka Fizz. Okay, bye.